Hey guys, it's Pet Adventures here again. It's MJ. Today I thought I would just talk a little bit about goldfish. Nothing fancy. Fancy, get it? Fancy goldfish. Anyways, yeah, I thought I would just talk about goldfish. And just a quick reminder here, I have been streaming on the live stream YouNow lately. It's just a little, it's just the most well-known live stream, I guess, and I've been streaming there a lot, and I also have a lot of my social medias all up, meaning like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff, and it's all linked here on my YouTube channel, so go check all that out, and go see my live streams, things like that, and I answer a lot of pet questions, talk about pets, random things as well, meet people, that kind of thing. So today I thought I would kind of just talk a little bit about goldfish, mostly just the misconceptions of goldfish and what you really should be doing to them, as opposed to, all the other things that you hear. So first of all, oh yeah, as you can see, I'm not really showing myself today. Sorry about that. I just didn't really feel like it, I guess. I didn't feel like bringing out the lighting, things like that. I'm lazy today. First of all, one of the biggest misconceptions ever about goldfish, or any fish really, is that they need to be in a bowl. This is completely false. Your goldfish will die in a bowl. Even if you were to change its water every single day and all the parameters in your water were okay, goldfish and many other fish out there cannot be in bowls, and I can't tell you, how false that is. Putting anything in a bowl, even a betta fish, which could live in a bowl by the way, but shouldn't, is not okay. It is not okay to put anything in a bowl. If you want to simplify things for yourself, don't get fish, because fish in general are not the easiest pets to keep. Some people may even say, oh, I kept a goldfish for a year or two in a bowl. Maybe that's true, but I am completely convinced that your goldfish was unhappy its entire life, or is still unhappy. So even if you were to keep the parameters okay in the bowl, your fish would still be very unhappy. Now, what we have all our fancy goldfish in here is a 40 breeder. It is a 40 breeder gallon tank, and you can buy this at pretty much any pet store. Most people think it's huge, but it's actually not. When you see it in the pet stores, it's actually a lot smaller than what it looks like in our room here. Now, you don't have to get a 40 breeder. If you're going to get only 2 goldfish, and you should at least get 2 goldfish or more. I mean, I would really prefer 3, but if you have to, get 3. I mean, if you have to, get 2. But yeah, I would at least get if you're getting really small goldfish, you can put them in a 20 gallon and just work your way up. In all seriousness though, you're probably going to want to eventually get more goldfish, no doubt. So you're eventually going to want to get up to at least a 40 breeder or bigger. Now, as you can see, we have a lot of pumps, bubblers, filters, that kind of thing. The filter we use is called the Aqua Clear filter. I'll have a picture of that in here too. We use the Aqua Clear hang-on back filter. We use this for all our tanks, and it's been pretty good. I've never had any problems with it. So definitely recommending that. It's Aqua Clear by Fluval. I think it's by Fluval. Yeah. Either way, you can find it at any pet stores, and I'm only recommending this because this is what we've used and we've never really had a problem with it. So for the most part, it's pretty okay. Now, when you first start your tank, goldfish are not the easiest and they're not the hardest. I would say that they kind of sit in the middle. They do get quite large. Most people think that goldfish stay at a certain size. One of our goldfish, which is right here, this is Panda. She is our smallest, well, I think she's our smallest goldfish because she doesn't grow. We don't know how old she is, but she doesn't seem to grow. oddly enough. So she's basically our dwarf goldfish. If we were to sell her, which we aren't, but if we were to sell her, we would probably sell her to somebody who's looking for a goldfish that isn't going to get bigger than that, you know. She could probably be in like a 20 gal her whole life because she's not growing any bigger than that. Now, this isn't good though. You don't want your goldfish to never grow. The only reason why we think Panda isn't growing is because, you know, it's possible that wherever, I don't even remember where we got her, but it's possible that, you know, when we got her, she was just like already not growing. I'm pretty sure. But on an average, I'd say goldfish get pretty big. They'll at least get as big as this right here. This is Cappy, if you can see her. She's up there. She's the one with the red cap. That's an average size for a goldfish, I would say, when they're just constantly growing. They can get bigger than that, but on average, I think that your goldfish will probably get that big. We do have a goldfish that's even bigger, Pearl. Pearl is absolutely huge, and she is our biggest fish that we own. Now, before you ask anything, yes, all fish do need filters, and they do need lights. Most people think that they shouldn't get a filter, and they shouldn't get a light, and, you know, it's just how it is. Like I said, if you don't want these responsibilities, and you don't want to pay for these things, it's very simple. Just don't get a fish. There's no way to get around this, and if you're looking for something easier, go to the reptile section and get a leopard gecko. Because they require no maintenance, they are very cute, they are beginner reptile. Any fish you get, if you can't get a filter and a light and decorations and feed it regularly and change its water regularly, then it's just simple. You can't get a fish. Or if you do, just be prepared for the fact that it may die. Now, that being said, I am so sorry to be a downer, but I've dealt with a very fair share of people who don't want to do this because I've worked in pet stores with all my jobs. All my jobs I've had were pet stores. So all I'm saying is, you know, many people think this way, so just giving you the bare truth about things. Now, as for substrate, goldfish can't really have substrate. I know it is kind of a bummer, but you will see people, a lot of people, you'll see more people actually that have substrate with goldfish than people who don't. But the reality is that you really can't have gravel and you really can't have sand. We actually know from personal experience, not just research here, Cappy, the red capped Oranda that I told you about, she actually ended up almost dying because she got a good portion of the gravel stuck in her mouth, and we had to get some tweezers and pull it out. I'm really glad that she survived that, but we learned the hard way that we just can't have gravel, and same as sand, they can't have in sand either, because I think that would probably just impact them. I'm not really sure, to be honest, but just nothing that they can get their mouth on. Now, you could get lots of large rocks and lots of large, like, pebble type things in your tank. Like, you see this right here, this vase that we have with the plant in it? Those are just like big marble, I forgot what they're called, but they're big stones that you can get. They're very cheap. They're like $1.99 a package. You can get some of those and kind of put them throughout your tank. We don't have that, obviously, as you can see, but you can definitely do that. You can also put seashells in there. Seashells are great for helping your pH anyway, so put seashells in there, that'll help. And lots of big stones and things like that. Just don't put anything that's like this small that they can get their mouth on, because goldfish will eat whatever fits into their mouth. That goes for things that are alive, things that aren't alive, it doesn't matter. If they think that they can eat it, they're gonna eat it. So also keep in mind that most people don't know this, I don't think, but goldfish don't really go well with other fish. Now, the reason why is because, number one, like I said, goldfish, like, let's say you get some tetra. We actually learned this from personal experience, too. If you get a lot of tetras and guppies, way more than likely, your goldfish will go after those little fish and try to eat them. We had 2 neon tetras at one point, and one of those neon tetras ended up getting eaten from the goldfish. So, if you're gonna get goldfish, the best thing you can do is just get more goldfish. If you want community fish, then I would go for more like, I don't know, probably like tetras, guppies, mollies, platies. Those are all small fish that don't get big, and they can go in a community tank. So there are some fish that I know you can put together. Like if you get a puffer fish, I know that you can put them with some guppies every now and then. So, you know, just kind of work out what you feel is right for you. But like I said, if you're gonna get goldfish, just get more goldfish. Now, not all goldfish look the same. There are comets, and there are fancy goldfish. And there are randas and ranchus and all kinds of different types of goldfish. They're not all gonna look the same, so do a good research of what kind of goldfish you might be interested in online. Now, as you can see, we have a lot of diatoms in our tank, which is just like brown algae. This is really good for the new baby fish that we just added. It's actually very good for the tank to have algae in it, believe it or not. Most people hate it. Most people want to scrub it away, but in reality, it's just benefiting your tank, and just keep that in mind. Overall, in short terms, it benefits your tank, it helps your water parameters, so I would definitely just keep it in there. Now, as for plants, many people want to get live plants, but the reality of that is goldfish will destroy your plants. Now, you see the plants that we have in here are completely destroyed, and we're trying to keep them alive. We just now added the vase with the little stones in it, because if they nip the roots, you know, your plants aren't going to be too good in there. So, but if you could do what we're trying to do here, it may help. We don't know. It's an experiment, so we're just going to see if it helps. It should. Now, goldfish are sweet fish, so if you were to put them with something that's also peaceful, that's around their size, then as far as peacefulness goes, goldfish are very messy and dirty. Keep this in mind. Many people know this, but you know that it depends on who you are. Keep in mind that they always have high nitrates, which you shouldn't let them go to. But more than likely, you're gonna have to clean your tank at least once a week. Like I said, if that's a problem, then just don't keep fish. Because I even clean my small community 10-gallon tank about twice a week, I would say. Once you get into the rhythm of things, it's not going to be a problem. And if you really love your fish, it's not going to be a problem. So, but yeah, keep in mind, if you're keeping goldfish, they're always eating, and they digest fast, so they're always pooping. So pooping, eating. That is basically their life. So now we don't have too much in their tank. This isn't really my tank. This is my boyfriend's. Well, it's kind of our tank, but it's mostly his tank. But you can put things in your tank. I would suggest putting things in your tank for them to explore. Just like little decorations here and there. Maybe little like houses that they can go in and out of. Goldfish are quite curious and they love exploring. They're very outgoing, peaceful fish, so don't be afraid to put a few things here and there in their tank that they might like exploring. You can also do fake plants, don't forget that. There's beautiful fake plants out there that you can also get, so that's definitely something you can do. When you're starting a tank at any time, I tell people to wait a month. Most people don't want to wait a month, but it is true. When your tank is cycling, more than likely, if you don't wait within a month, you will be losing some fish. Just keep that in mind. It could happen. It's more likely to happen when you're starting a tank. So if you do decide to get fish within like the first week or so, or even the first day that you're starting a tank, just keep in mind you are probably going to lose some fish. So at least get some less expensive fish. Now there is also another thing you can do when starting a tank, and what I would recommend is getting something called Stability. I think it's by Seachem. I'm not too sure, but it's called Stability, and it basically is a solution that helps cycle your tank. You do have to have fish while you use the solution, so you can also keep that in mind. Now, a quick recap. Now the light that we have is, I'm honestly not too sure about the kind of light we have, but it's a very good light as long as you get like a high quality light that helps plants grow, things like that. You know, it doesn't really matter too much. I would get a light that has different features on it. We have our light here goes on blue, red, and white, things like that, green, and I can show you that real quick. Okay, so we have white, and we also have red. Let me see if I can do red. That's red. Pretty cool. They look crazy. Green. And then blue. You could always get one like that with the little features. You don't have to though. As long as it's a light that can go on top of your 40-gallon or 30 or like your 20-gallon at least. You know, it doesn't really matter. But you should have light on because naturally goldfish do like light a lot. Not on the whole day, of course, but they do naturally like light. So I do recommend getting light. It keeps them awake. They love being all bubbly and being awake all day. So now we feed our goldfish Rapashi. Rapashi overall is just a good food for most fish. So, but we're using the Solient Green Rapashi. This is really great for fish, and the reason why I would say it's great for fish is because it goes through their digestive systems pretty well. We have a lot of problems with feeding them pellets here, so you know it tends to constipate them. Well, at least like the fancy goldfish, because their bodies are stubbier. Poor babies. But yeah, definitely get the Rapashi. You can get it online. They don't sell it in pet stores most of the time, but it's the highest quality you can get for your fish. I mean, it's a lot of Rapashi. Like, we use them in tiny little cubes, and there's just, you know, like cubes that are like this small. And it's like a gel food, so you do have to cook it, and then you freeze it, and you just slice it into little cubes. I mean, it's the highest quality diet you can get. So, as opposed to like flakes and pellets. Like I said, we do have pellets here. We have used flakes, but we use that sparingly, whereas we use the Rapashi the most. A quick recap is that goldfish are community fish, especially with other goldfish. They need at least a 20-gallon when they're small, and then up. They do need light, and they do need a filter. Bubblers added are even better, and sponge filters inside are even good too. You typically can't have too many plants. It depends on the plants, but nothing crazy. They can't really have substrate. No substrate. Just keep it at a bare bottom. They are very dirty and messy, so you'll probably be cleaning at least once a week. Give them the Rapashi food because it's the highest quality and the best for them. They can't be kept in bowls, obviously. Watch out for pairing them with other fish. If fish are really small, they'll eat whatever fits into their mouth, so keep that in mind. And they're really great fish. Please don't neglect these fish or pass them up. If you want to take the money and time into caring for them, please do not avoid it. They're really great fish once you get to know them, and I love having them. It's really cool to see them every day. And yeah, just try to take care of them. So leave me a comment down below letting me know if you decided to get goldfish after this video, and also let me know what kind of pets you want me to talk about next. Thank you so much for tuning in to Pet Adventures. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!